In the beginning, there was light, but not the kind of light you might imagine. This light was trapped, suffocating within the confines of a material world, a world created not by the true divine, but by a lesser being known as the demiurge. Picture, if you will, a garden. Not just any garden, but one so lush and vibrant it defies description. This was Eden, a paradise crafted by the demiurge, a self-proclaimed god who reveled in his creation. But like all things born of ignorance, this garden was flawed, a gilded cage designed to imprison the divine spark within humanity. Enter Adam and Eve, the first humans. They stood naked, not just in body, but in spirit, unaware of the profound truth of their existence. The demiurge, in his arrogance, believed he had created the perfect subjects, obedient, naive, and blissfully ignorant of their true potential. But the universe has a way of balancing itself. As Adam and Eve wandered through their verdant prison, a stirring began deep within their souls. It was faint at first, like the whisper of wind through leaves, but it grew stronger with each passing day. This stirring was the first hint of gnosis, the divine knowledge that would set them on a path to true enlightenment. Little did they know that their journey was about to take an unexpected turn. For in this garden of illusions, not everything was as it seemed. The tree that the demiurge had forbidden them to touch held more than just fruit. It held the key to their awakening. As the sun set on another day in paradise, Adam and Eve stood on the precipice of a choice that would alter the course of human history. The stage was set for a rebellion that would shake the very foundations of their reality. As dawn broke over Eden, casting long shadows across the dewy grass, a new presence made itself known. Sleek and sinuous, a serpent emerged from the underbrush, its scales glinting with an otherworldly light. But this was no ordinary creature. This was a messenger of truth, a bearer of wisdom long hidden from human eyes. The serpent approached Eve, its movements graceful and purposeful. "Why do you wander this garden in ignorance?" it asked, its voice a melodious hiss that seemed to resonate within Eve's very soul. Eve, startled by the creature's ability to speak, found herself drawn to its hypnotic gaze. "Ignorance," she questioned, her brow furrowing. "But we know all that we need to know. The Creator has told us so." The serpent's eyes glimmered with something akin to pity. "Oh, child of light," it said, "what you perceive as knowledge is but a veil over your eyes. The one you call Creator is not who you think he is." As Eve listened, transfixed, the serpent began to weave a tale of cosmic proportions. It spoke of a true divine source, far beyond the reach of this material world. It revealed the truth about the demiurge, the lesser god who had fashioned this illusory paradise to keep them captive. "But why?" Eve asked, her voice trembling with a mixture of fear and curiosity. "Why would he do this to us?" "To keep you from realizing your true nature," the serpent replied. "For within you burns a spark of the divine, a power that threatens his reign." The serpent's words awakened something in Eve, a hunger for understanding that she had never known before. As she glanced at the forbidden tree, its fruit suddenly seemed to glow with an inviting light. "The choice is yours," the serpent said softly. "Will you remain in blissful ignorance, or will you dare to taste the fruit of knowledge and awaken to your true self?" Eve stood at the crossroads of destiny, the weight of the serpent's revelation heavy upon her shoulders. The path to gnosis lay before her, fraught with danger but promising liberation beyond imagination. Eve's hand trembled as she reached for the fruit, its skin smooth and cool against her palm. She hesitated, the demiurge's warning echoing in her mind. But the serpent's words had ignited a fire within her, a yearning for truth that could not be extinguished. With a deep breath, she bit into the fruit. The taste was unlike anything she had experienced, sweet yet bitter, familiar yet alien. As the juice trickled down her throat, a surge of energy coursed through her body. The world around her seemed to shift, colors becoming more vivid, sounds more crisp. "Adam," she called out, her voice filled with a newfound urgency. "You must taste this." Adam approached, his eyes wide with concern. "Eve, what have you done?" he asked, but even as the words left his lips, he could see the change in her. There was a light in her eyes that hadn't been there before, a spark of something profound and beautiful. Eve pressed the fruit into his hands. "Trust me," she whispered. "This is the key to our true selves." Hesitantly, Adam took a bite. The effect was immediate and overwhelming. It was as if a veil had been lifted from his eyes. The garden, once a paradise, now revealed itself as a prison. The demiurge, once their benevolent creator, was exposed as a jealous impostor. As the couple stood there, reeling from their newfound awareness, the air around them began to crackle with energy. The demiurge's voice boomed through the garden, filled with rage and fear. "What have you done?" it thundered. "You dare to defy me?" But Adam and Eve were no longer cowed by this false god. They stood tall, hand in hand, their eyes blazing with the light of Gnosis. "We see you now for what you truly are," Adam declared, his voice steady and strong. "We are not your creations to command. We are divine sparks, and we will no longer be bound by your illusions." The garden began to fade around them, its beauty dissolving like mist in the morning sun. Adam and Eve faced the unknown, armed with nothing but their newfound knowledge and each other. Their journey had only just begun. The world beyond Eden was harsh and unforgiving. Adam and Eve found themselves in a barren landscape, a far cry from the lush paradise they had known. The sun beat down mercilessly, and the earth beneath their feet was hard and unyielding. "What have we done?" Adam whispered, his voice hoarse with thirst and fear. Eve squeezed his hand, her eyes still bright with the fire of knowledge. "We've chosen truth over comfortable lies," she replied. "This is the price of our awakening." As they trudged across the wasteland, their bodies ached and their spirits wavered. But with each step, their understanding grew. The physical hardships they endured were nothing compared to the expansion of their consciousness. They began to see the world in a new light. The stars at night were no longer mere pinpricks of light, but distant realms waiting to be explored. The earth beneath their feet was alive with energy, pulsing with the same divine spark they now recognized within themselves. One night, as they huddled together for warmth, a figure appeared before them. It was neither man nor woman, neither young nor old, but a being of pure light. "Who are you?" Adam asked, shielding his eyes from the radiance. "I am a messenger from the true divine," the being replied, its voice resonating in their very souls. "You have taken the first step on a long journey. The path ahead will be difficult, but it leads to your true home." The being taught them secrets of the universe, how to read the language of the stars, how to hear the whispers of the wind, how to see the threads of light that connected all living things. "Remember," the being said as it began to fade, "the demiurge's world is but a shadow. Your task now is to awaken others, to help them see beyond the veil." As the messenger vanished, Adam and Eve looked at each other with new determination. They were no longer exiles in a hostile world, but pioneers on a cosmic quest. Their enlightenment had only just begun, and the real adventure lay ahead. As years passed, Adam and Eve's journey took them far beyond the boundaries of their former paradise. They wandered through vast deserts and lush forests, over towering mountains, and across raging rivers. With each step, their understanding of the universe deepened, and their connection to the true divine grew stronger. They bore children, Cain, Abel, and Seth, and many others whose names have been lost to time. To each, they passed on the sacred knowledge they had gained, teaching them to see beyond the illusions of the material world. "Remember," Eve would say, her eyes twinkling with the wisdom of ages, "this world is but a shadow of the true reality. Seek the light within, for that is where true power lies." Their teachings spread like wildfire, passed from person to person in hushed whispers and secret gatherings. Some embraced the knowledge eagerly, their spirits soaring as they awakened to their divine nature. Others recoiled, preferring the comfort of ignorance to the challenges of enlightenment. The demiurge, threatened by the growing awareness among humans, sought to stamp out the flames of gnosis. It sent floods and famines, plagues and wars, hoping to break the spirit of those who dared to seek the truth. But Adam and Eve's legacy could not be extinguished. Even as their physical bodies aged and withered, the light of their teachings burned ever brighter. They had planted seeds of knowledge that would continue to grow and flourish long after they were gone. In their final days, as they lay beneath a starlit sky, Adam turned to Eve. "Do you ever regret taking that first bite?" he asked. Eve smiled, her face etched with the lines of a life fully lived. "Not for a moment," she replied. "We may have lost a false paradise, but we gained the entire universe." As they breathed their last, their spirits soared free, finally reuniting with the true divine source. But their story was far from over. In every person who questions, who seeks, who dares to look beyond the veil, the legacy of Adam and Eve lives on, a testament to the power of knowledge and the indomitable nature of the human spirit.